Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Islands of Adventure's 26th anniversary. As I'm recording, it's 1 day away, so hopefully I can get this video done, edited, and uploaded on 26th anniversary, on the 28th of May 1999 is when it opened. So yeah, I'm just getting started. So like I said, 28th of May 1999, Islands of Adventure opened to the public. Before this, there was something called an IOA, or Islands of Adventure Preview Center. I'm just going to call Islands of Adventure now IOA. But they called it the Preview Center, where you would go into multiple rooms, which would feature kind of like a showcase of each land that's coming to the new park. And then the last room would have a timer on how long it would take till the park opens. Now, this is now the tribute. That was a bit of a weird stutter there. This is now a tribute store. So it's, I don't really know what to say about it. It's kind of cool, I guess. It closed shortly after Islands of Adventure opened. But yeah, little fun fact as well is Islands of Adventure was originally going to be a shopping mall called Galleria Orlando, but it didn't happen, and it got closed off in 1990. The plans got stopped, I guess, which was the same year that actually Universal Studios Florida opened. So Universal Islands of Adventure opened 9 years after Studios Florida. Now, there's something else. Hold on. Before we get into the lands, I'm just gonna quickly grab my phone and see something. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just checking something. Yes. Oh yeah. Alright. I forgot what the name was. Universal Studios Escape. So, after the park opened, Universal Orlando Resort planned to overtake Disney, you could say, in attendance levels. So they named the resort Universal Studios Escape. This caused a lot of confusion from visitors, and they didn't know that Islands of Adventure was its own park. They thought it was like an expansion to Studios Florida. So it didn't really help attendance. But then after a marketing revamp, Universal ended up with Universal Orlando Resort, which we still have to this day. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that says Universal Orlando Resort on it, but it's a genuinely, smart. Obviously the attendance spiked a little bit after that when they realized, hey, this is actually a park. Hopefully it did. If it didn't, that's a bit weird. But anyway, I'm gonna get into now, comparing what in 1999 to nowadays, 2025, what the difference in lands have actually changed. So firstly, you've got Port of Entry. This hasn't changed pretty much at all. There used to be something called Island Skipper Tours, which you could take a boat ride, and it would take you to a specific island. You wouldn't have to walk all the way around the park. They don't do this anymore. I think it would be cool if they did do it again. You can actually still find the place where everyone would kind of board to get on the boat. But yeah. Now, you can either take left or right from here, once you get out of Port of Entry. I mean, there's Starbucks at Port of Entry, that's cool, I guess. There's also Croissant Moon Bakery, that's a really good restaurant. That's going to be my food recommendation I'm going to do one for each land, or island, you could say. Now, a little bit more into kind of the Islands of Adventure is, back in 1999, it was all themed around books. Every single land had a book. So Jurassic Park, Seuss Landing, Marvel had a comic, Toon Lagoon was based off comics. Did I say Jurassic? Yeah, I said Jurassic Park. Harry Potter, when it opened in 2010, also had its own book. But then in 2016, when Skull Island and Reign of Kong opened, some people don't find it a land, but it's still every single ride, it was kind of based off of a book, so it was kind of disappointing. Not that disappointing, but you know, it's just kind of ruined it. But they've also kind of, the Islands Adventure was based off of exploration, so yeah. Now, I will say one more thing for Port of Entry before I move on. The Universal Islands Adventure soundtrack is beautiful. I mean, it's perfect. Ocean Trader Market, if I can, I'll put it over this video, just kind of in the background. That's, I mean, you can't go wrong with Ocean Trader Market. It's beautiful. Generally, it's a top 2 song, and it's not 2, meaning it is the best song of all time. Well, music of all time, yeah. There's nothing to say about it. It's so nostalgic. I'm getting off track. I'm talking about how much I love it. But, yeah, so you go left or right. Right is the only option here. I mean, when you're going into Early Park and Mission, they make you go right because it's the best option. That's just my opinion on it. But, so you get greeted into Seuss Landing, where it's based off of all the Dr. Seuss books. There's Cat in the Hat, a very good dark ride. Carousel, Redfish, One Fish, Two Fish, Redfish, Bluefish. Try and say that 3 times fast. What else was there? High in the Sky True Train Ride. Oh, the Stories You'll Hear, which is a show. But yeah, those are kind of all the attractions. I mean, I love this land. I actually think it's a really cool land. I love like the cartoony looking lands. I think it's a really cool kind of idea that Universal has done. With Toon Lagoon, you know, Seuss Landing, a little bit of Marvel Spirit Island. But yeah, now you've got also, my food recommendation for this land would be green eggs and ham. Pizza Tots, they're amazing. And then that's pretty much all I have to say. The Buffalo Tots are also pretty good, I will say. I actually think, give me 1 second. I actually think I have, I do. I have a Who Hash can right here. As you can see, it doesn't smell like anything. I must have washed it out, but this wasn't very nice. I mean, you can get it if you want. You get a free can with it. But it's just like, it wasn't that great. I wasn't a big fan of it. It's just my opinion, though. Anyway, we're gonna move on to Lost Continent. So Lost Continent, also Seuss Landing opened in 1999. Hasn't changed much since then. Lost Continent now. So Lost Continent was a lot bigger. They had so much more to it. Now, they don't even have rides in Lost Continent anymore. So originally, you had Poseidon's Fury, closed in 2023. It was kind of a walk-in attraction. You would walk. I guess it's kind of like a show. You would have the 8th Voyage of Sinbad, which closed in 2018, and is now used. The theater is now used for a. It's now used for an extended queue for Hagrid's, which is, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, Hagrid's does get very, you know, lengthy in queue size, but then you've got. Oh yeah, you had where Wizarding World of Harry Potter is now. It opened in 2010. Before that, it was, what was it called? Oh, hold on, I had it wrote. Give me 1 second. It started with an M. It was called Merlinwood. So that took me a while to find. I was searching it up, but Merlinwood had 2 rides. There was Dueling Dragons, which is now where Hagrid's is. Dueling Dragons was described as a very good ride. Then you had Fly the Hippogriff, which is now. Wait, no. Now you have Fly the Hippogriff, and before you had the Flying Unicorn. which was the same sort of ride. And it's just pretty much been revamped into Flight of the Hippogriff. Now, Merlin Wood also had, I forgot what it was called. What was it? It was like a tree. I don't really know much about Merlin Wood. I know a lot about Dueling Dragons. Just because I know it's a big part of Universal history. So Dueling Dragons had Blizzrock, Pyrock. Merlin also featured in the ride, and those were the two dragons, Pyrock being the fire dragon, Blizzrock being the ice dragon. So, Enchanted Oak Tavern, and then the inhabitants were Merlin, Lady of the Lake, Knights, Unicorn, Pyrock, and Blizzrock. And then the Enchanted Oak Tavern is a tavern in the Merlin Road made from the giant oak tree, which Merlin was transformed into by the Lady of the Lake. The inside contained an ornate ceiling of astronomical symbols and devices, which also inside had the alchemy bar, which you could get drinks. That makes more sense. So they had that there as well. Now it's been turned into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is a great land. One of the best in Islands of Adventure, if not the best. Is it my favorite? Possibly. It's definitely top 3. Now, that's really all I have to say about, food recommendation, of course. You've got Mythos. It wasn't named the best theme park restaurant of all time by Theme Park Insider for nothing. It is a very good restaurant. I've been there. It's very nice. That's really all I have to say about it. So yeah. Again, there's nothing really open here. I don't know what they're gonna do with this land. It's rumored to be turned into a Zelda land. But I think Universal kind of wants to keep Super Nintendo World and Nintendo into just like Epic Universe, which again would be a pretty cool idea to just keep it in there. So I don't know. Now, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, there's lots to break down in here. There's so many restaurants. You've got 3 rides. Hagrid's, which I've already talked about, one of the best rides ever of all time, in my opinion, in the world. Along with Velocicoaster, they both are just the same level of awesomeness, you could say, in my opinion. Now you've got Forbidden Journey. It's a great dark ride. It's very similar to Monsters Unchained, which I've not been on, but I've heard it is the best ride in Epic Universe, along with Ministry of Magic, or Battle of the Ministry. Then you've got Flight of the Hippogriff, which is a very good children's ride. I know there's this, my cousin likes it a lot. They're very little though, so. And then you've got, that's really it for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You can get wands there, there's Ollivanders, so many other stores in Hogsmeade. You've got the Hogwarts Expressway you can go into, but you have to have a park-to-park ticket. Like I said, this used to be Merlin Wood. Food recommendation, now listen here. This isn't really a food, but it's a drink. Frozen butterbeer. If you can't get frozen, if it's too cold, get hot butterbeer. Frozen butterbeer is the best though. I promise you, frozen butterbeer is delicious. And I mean that. Now, if you have to have food, which the Three Broomsticks is the best option. It is a pretty good, they make pretty good food. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Now, we're moving on to Jurassic Park. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. Time, the ever-flowing river. That's pretty much all I remember. But from that ride, I gotta learn more quotes from that ride. That's a pretty good ride. Opened in 1999. Jurassic Park River Adventure. It's a great ride. It has an 85-foot drop at the end, which makes this ride just great. You've got that T-Rex you're trying to run from. I'm not gonna spoil it too much. But yeah, it's also, people say, oh, you know, it doesn't get you that wet. It'll get you a little bit wet. I tell you, it will get you a little bit wet. Not much compared to the other water rides, which we'll get to in a second, but it will get you a little bit wet. And you know, that's all I have to really say for River Adventure. It's a great ride. I know, I think Steven Spielberg liked that ride. I know he loved E.T., but I think he liked that ride as well, from what I remember. You've got Velocicoaster, which I actually have a lanyard of right here. But again, this is one of my favorite rides of all time in the world. You know, there's not much to say about it. And like, trust me, hold on, I'm gonna zoom in. Trust me when I say that this ride is intense. It's very intense. I'm gonna zoom back out because that's, can you go back? There we go. Oh, we'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. No, hold on. Bear with me here. There we go. Now, one of my personal favorite things to do on this ride is actually just keep my hands up. It kind of makes you feel like you're gonna fall out. It's a bit terrifying, but it's very fun. That's all I have to say. My food recommendation for this land is Thunder Falls Terrace. You can watch the Jurassic Park River Adventure go down. Everyone get pretty wet while eating some very good food. Now, this is a bit of a interesting one. These next three. Kong Skull Island. What? I don't really have much to say about this other than it's not really a land. I don't count something a land unless it's at least, oh well, I counted Lost Continent as a land, but it used to have more than 2 rides. I don't count something as a land unless it has 2 rides at least. But yeah, only thing I'm going to say about this land, firstly, it had a massive downgrade, the Skull Island Reign of Kong ride, after they got rid of the 3D. Secondly, team members everywhere are just amazing. I remember I was 7, I believe, and I was terrified of rides. Even this one, for some reason. I don't know why. I just found it so scary. Maybe it was the outside with all the skulls and everything. And a team member actually went on the ride with me, and he told me what was going to happen to stop me from being so scared. He told me, hey, it's going to be alright. You know, dude, whoever that is, he was amazing. So, the team members at Universal are amazing. Whenever you get a chance to say thank you to them or say hello, just do it. They're great. Getting a bit distracted now, but you've got Toon Lagoon. 2 rides here. I love this land so much. It gets you soaking away. I would say it's not even funny, but it is very funny. It's hilarious if you have other people on with you that you know. You've got Dudley Do-Right Ripsaw Falls, which is a log flume styled ride, and Popeye and Bluto build rat barges, which I don't actually know what the style of the ride is called, but it's like the circle boats. Go around, they spin, raft maybe? Don't quite know. But yeah. Now, in this land, you also have lots of attractions. Well, not really lots of attractions, but you have lots of stores. I don't know why I said attractions. That a lot of them have towels in. So, just a little by the way, just in case you need a towel. My food recommendation for this land would definitely be Wimpy's, where you can get actually some Dole Whip. That might sound surprising to some, as Dole Whip you might think Dole Whip is only a Disney thing. It's not. Universal also has it. And Wimpy's also makes some amazing sandwiches, so check him out. Now, Marvel Super Island is definitely an interesting one. You know, I'm gonna kind of get into the, like, would you say legal side of things, I guess? Oh my gosh, my back needed a crack there. But, so the legal side of things with Marvel Super Island and Universal and Disney. Marvel obviously is owned by Disney, A lot of people know that. Then how come Universal can have this land, Blake, you may ask? Well, pretty much Universal has this law where Disney cannot use characters, because Universal got it off when Marvel was owned by like Fox, I think. Nah, that might not be right actually, I don't know. I think it was Fox. It might have been Fox. No, was it? No, I can't remember, man. But it's based off the comics, so Marvel is, this land is based off the comics, and now Disney World and Epcot and all the Disney in Florida and stuff can't use certain characters that Universal has used. So they can use Guardians of the Galaxy, that's why they have Cosmic Rewind, but they can't use Spider-Man, Captain America, Human Torch, Hulk, things like that, those characters. And because it is, if pretty much Disney, if you're on the east side of the Mississippi River, they can't use it. West they can, which is why California Adventure has like Spider-Man ride. So yeah, now we've got 3 rides in this land, 4 rides actually. Storm Force Acceleration, it's a teacup style ride. It's a bit more intense as you're kind of controlling your speed if you're going like this. And then you've got Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man with Dark Ark on the loose. This could be the most dangerous night of my life, and yours. Be careful. That was a terrible, I mean, I got the words right, but it was a terrible, like, imitation of it.
With Doc Ock on the loose, this could be the most dangerous night of my life. And yours. Be careful. Nice shades.
Was that Spider-Man? That no good and red leotard?
That wasn't great. But pretty much, this is a great attraction. I mean, it was revolutionary for 1999. They had, I don't have much to say about it on terms of like revolutionary or technologically advanced things for Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, but it was great. Back in the 1999, when I wasn't even born yet, everyone was so surprised by this ride. Matter of fact, Stan Lee's favorite ride was Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, which is great. Now you've also got the Incredible Hulk coaster, and again, 1999, this was amazing. Now it's not really at its top, it's still one of the best in Orlando Resort though, Universal Orlando Resort, because it's still a great coaster. It can be a bit bumpy sometimes, you know, hit your head. You've got this ride is terrifying, Doctor Doom's Fearful. This is so scary. If you've ever been on this ride, you know what I mean. It's just like, it shoots you up and you feel like you're gonna literally fly, in a bad way. Yeah, it's a great ride. It's quite fun, but it's terrifying. So yeah, and on terms of food, I don't really have much to say. You've got, you've got Cafe 4, Captain America's Diner. It really is opinionated. Both of these are not great. I don't have much good experience with both of them. So you're just gonna have to kind of eeny, meeny, miny, moe either of them and hope for the best. If you have to, I would say go for Captain America's Diner. Just if you have to. I don't know. But that is it. That is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, I would much appreciate if you did like and subscribe. And I would appreciate it a lot more than what you may think. But yeah. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.